2:05. This is the hour. I reckon this is the best hour. They're all good hours, but this is amazing. I love this. If you're a dog fan and you've gone and bought a dog and it's not really doing what you think it should be doing, maybe it's you, maybe it's the dog, maybe it's both your problem. It doesn't matter. What you can do now is you can phone 0800 844 747 and have a free chat with Darren Rowe from Mindfulness Dogs. G'day, Darren.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Roman.
Yeah, well, you're probably tired. You've been at the field days having a great time, haven't you?
I have indeed, yeah.
What struck you most about the field days this year?
Well, it's the first time I've ever been to field days, actually. So, loads of amazing tractors. No dogs. It was a dog-free zone. Bar
Strange.
Yeah, I know. But one thing I did notice that there was a lot of interest in a certain stall that was selling electric shock collars, and I think they call them bark collars. And I just wanted to touch on that really, just so that people understood whether that's the right choice for their dog, I guess. And from a behaviourist perspective, I reckon I say there's a no-no. You just don't use them at all.
For any situation?
I personally, for no situation at all.
Wow,
I think the negatives outweigh the benefits. Okay, and for one reason, that when you use it, there's a human error there. So if you're the one that's doing the shocking, then the dog has no idea really why they're actually being shocked. And from a personal perspective, you're trying to build a relationship with your dog. And it's a lovely thing, isn't it? You've got a little puppy, a little dog, and then you go and stick an electric shock through them, electric current through them when they do something wrong. It's going to blow your relationship completely, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I've known people who've used them in the past with hunting dogs, and I've always associated, you see them, they get this belt, and then they're going, who did that?
Exactly, and if they happen to be looking at a bird or something, then they might become phobic about that bird, and suddenly you've got a whole load of other issues that you really have caused yourself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, shock collars, no-no?
Certainly a no-no for me, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Definitely.
Just going back to the field days for farmers that do have dogs, and working dogs are amazing. When you see them stop on a dime on a whistle, is that something you can help with as well?
Certainly the working dog area is it's a very special area, and there are probably real farmers out there that train their dogs. I know that their methods they keep to themselves, and that it's actually. I was up in Matamata. Where were you? Market, sorry, totally lost
Matakana.
Matakana, that's the one. And there was a guy there that had a farming dog, and his older dogs taught his puppies.
Yeah.
And that was the way that I think most farmers teach their dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the calls are coming and we'll come to them very soon. 0800 844 747 to have a free chat with Darren Rowe from Mindfulness Dogs. I was told when I was buying... what was that?
Mindfulness for dogs.
Mindfulness for dogs. I wonder what you were doing. A very good hand signal there. You're right. Mindfulness for dogs. So I was told when I was buying a Border Terrier, I wanted to buy two.
Yeah.
And I was told by the breeder, no, because if one goes haywire, they'll go haywire together. Is it better to let a dog become mature than buy another puppy?
Hey, we've always bought dogs in twos. So we were, back in UK, we were known as Mr. and Mrs. Noah, me and my wife. It comes with benefits, it comes with negatives. The benefits are they chew each other, so they don't destroy your house. But you've got this bond between brother and sister or brothers that you need to separate when you're training. So, so it's not for the weak-minded, so we say it's quite hard work when you've got brother and sister.
And you've hit the nail on the head there. It's time. You've got to put the time into them, don't you?
Yeah, certainly. You get nothing for free.
Yeah.
And also, if you want a quick fix,
not going to happen.
Don't get a dog.
No. All right. Oh, hey, by the way, if you did enter the Mindfulness for Dogs website competition through Facebook, Darren's going to draw the winner at the end of this, aren't you?
So now,
exciting. Bridget's on the phone. G'day, Bridget. Hello, Bridget.
Yeah.
G'day.
Just wondering if Darren could help me. I'm a first-time dog owner, but having said that, my little dog is 2.5 years old now. He's half Bichon toy poodle, and my husband's got a big black lab who's about 6 or 7 years old. They're both inside dogs, and the black lab's fine, but my little boy, he is toilet trained 95% of the time. And just occasionally, for no reason, he just does something in a corner of the lounge. And I'm just wondering what I can do to change that behaviour.
Good afternoon, Bridget. Is it normally in the same place?
Yes.
Yeah. So quite often a dog they're quite habitual. So it's probably not an actual reason, but if they peed in the same place, the smell, even though we clean it incredibly well, dogs' noses have like millions more senses, cells than we do. So they'll know exactly, they can smell that. So it doesn't matter how much you clean it, it tends to go back. If it's on a carpet, it's really hard to get out. So it might just be a habitual thing.
Yeah.
So probably the best thing to use is an enzymatic washing powder, because that tends to break down the bacteria that produce the smell. And that might
what
help.
was that called again, sorry?
And then, I don't know what you call it, an enzymatic bacteria, biological bacteria, washing powder. That tends to break down the bacteria that cause the smell, which then will attract the dog to that place. Maybe even put something over that spot so that you can try and break the habit. Because it's not really toilet training, because he's already trained. I think it's just a matter of just breaking that habit that he's got.
Hey, Bridget, do you walk outside with your dog at certain times and just say the word toilet? Do you have a command like that, maybe?
I haven't been able to train him to do that.
No.
Okay.
Is that
But
trainable?
I hear you could do it.
Yeah, so if you, there are certain times when your dog needs a loo, so if it has a drink or if it's getting playing or if it wakes up asleep, just stick it on the lead and take it out to a particular place. And then once it starts to go to the toilet, afterwards you say, oh, good toilet, or whatever you want to call it, really. And then they'll start to associate that word with the situation. Don't say it when they're doing it, no, because then that'll stop them from going to the toilet, and then they'll go inside and relax and it'll just come out.
Wow. How's that, Bridget? Does that help?
Okay, yep, thanks. I'll give that a go. Thank
Very
you.
good. Hey,
Thanks
thank
for calling.
You. Actually, Bridget could be a prime candidate for our next session, which is with the Queen of Clean, Shannon Lush, to get those stains out of the carpet. Shannon's in just after about 25 to 3, all right? But right now, though, you can have this free discussion with Darren Rowe from Mindfulness for Dogs. It's a great idea because, you know, Darren, I think this is the problem that most of us go, oh, saw this movie, lovely dog, go off and buy one. And then we stick it in an apartment, or it's in a totally an appropriate place for that dog that may need to work. Are you the sort of person that would give advice around an appropriate breed as well?
Yeah, so certainly I try and encourage people to contact me before they've even bought the dog, because then we can look at their lifestyle, we can decide whether it's the right dog. Now, most people pick a dog on looks, so like the husky, that kind of thing, really gorgeous dog. But actually their lifestyle may not really fit that type of dog because they're full-on dogs.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice to speak to people before that, because then I can recommend a certain dog to fit into their lifestyle, really, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. 0800 844 747. Give the number a call. And look, if you've got a funny question, you're not too sure about it, just ask it anyway, because Darren has probably heard them all, I'd imagine.
Certainly had a few.
So tell me about... Look, the Veterinary Association globally is trying to move us away from buying certain breeds, the breeds that have all the, you know, the little, whatever you call them, squash-face dogs.
Yeah.
Is that something you see changing, that people are moving away from breeds like that?
I'm not quite sure why the motives behind that. I know there's a lot of problems with the sort of flat-faced dogs with the breathing and with the eyes.
Yeah.
They're certainly not any more behaviourally bad than any other dogs.
No.
I think it's a kind of move towards the... I think we've got to move away, from seeing all the smaller dogs as the big pit bulls and that kind of thing, because they're very different dogs.
Yeah, they are.
Each dog can be very different. So.
Yeah. But there's no point, like say if you're a real couch potato and you don't even walk to the letterbox, don't go buying a German Shepherd, would you? I mean, you know, why would you buy like a big Weimaraner if you're not someone who's going to go, not necessarily hunting, but take it for a gallop on the beach or whatever?
I think it's down to education again, isn't it? People, I'm always telling people, do your research, go online. There's some amazing breeders. If you go to the New Zealand Kennel Club, they can tell you all about the breed. You can find out exactly what that breed needs. I think there's actually a website that tells you all the exercise they need and the amount of exercise.
Brilliant.
So there's no excuses for not finding out what that dog needs.
And by going to the Kennel Club, of course, you're also avoiding inbreeding and all that backyard breeding stuff, aren't you? Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
14 past 2, 0800 844 747. Hello, Bill. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you today?
Yeah, good. Go
Afternoon,
ahead.
Bill.
Hey, I've got a German Shepherd. After I put him outside and have the door open for a bit, he just stands there staring at me, and I tell him to go away, and he comes back and keeps staring at me. Why does he do that?
So he's an outdoor dog normally?
No, well, I like to have him inside as much as possible.
Yeah.
But when I need to have him outside so he can go toilet or just be outside a bit. But we take him everywhere with us anyway, when I can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how old is he?
He's just coming over 3 now.
About 3, sorry. Okay. So German Shepherds are they're kind of in between dogs. They're kind of that herders and that guarding dog. So so they form a really strong bond and relationship with their owners. So
Yeah.
it would be quite alien, I guess, for a shepherd to be away from its owner.
Okay.
So I would take it as a compliment that he just loves you so much that he wants to be with you, and even if he's not allowed to, he's just gonna just watch you.
Yeah.
As long as he's not barking at you or anything like that, then for me that's just a sign of love.
No, I think he tends to know that I'm the top dog in the house, but he just, as soon as I pick up the car keys, he's paying attention. He knows he's going to go somewhere. So.
See, I'd rather be a good guide for your dog than the top dog, but that's another story.
No. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hang
I
on.
see what you're saying.
Hey, Bill, thank you very much. It sounds like you've got a lovely dog there. Darren, just going back to that, I always thought you had to be the top dog in the house. Is that wrong?
It's quite a contentious one, isn't it? I don't see myself as the alpha dog. Many years ago, there was a study on wolves, and it was said that there was always an alpha wolf, and a lot of that studies have been shown to be incorrect now anyway.
Oh, right.
And somebody, I don't know who, no one really knows, said that's actually how dogs are. But if you look at all the literature, the recent literature in academia, dogs are more social animals, that they actually reflect our society more than wolves. And in fact, wolves reflect our society as well. So, so when a young pup is born into a pack, or a pack of dogs, then it's actually the age that defines which dog is being respected. So your granddad, you wouldn't jump on your granddad. The puppy wouldn't jump on granddad. So this concept of being an alpha dog and you being the dog, probably not a good thing. I think it causes more problems. Also, our dogs are really clever. They realise we're not dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some do better than others, don't they? There are some very smart dogs around. It's 2:17. Jump on the phone, have a chat with Darren Rowe, 0800 844 747.
Peter Williams.